Okay, let's start a new family type. This is going to be the Revolve. So first we hit options, we hit the families, and we go down to new family, and in the select template dialog box, we want to go with generic. Okay, now we got our two reference planes here, left, center, right, and front and back. So since we're here in this view, let's go ahead and set some reference planes. Create reference plane. We want to put one here. Doesn't really matter where you put them right now. Just put one there, and we'll put one here. Keeping our origin, always that's always the origin, and one here. Now from this point, we want to go ahead and add dimensions. We always want to click here and set equality, and then we do the same here. Dimension string from there to there. It could equal, and then overall dimension for our parameter value there. Okay, now let's set some parameters here. Let's go. Let's tick the modifier to get out of command. Tick here. Go to add parameter. This will be our width. Hit OK. Here, another one. Add parameter. Let's say length. Hit OK. Now let's do some flexing to make sure everything's good and get this thing actually square. So we'll go here to our family types dialog. We'll make our width 5. Okay, flexing good. And we'll go to our length. Let's also make this 5 or whatever you like. It's 5. Apply. Okay. So now we got a square. And let's just drag these out. They're locked in, so they should be good. Okay, now let's go to our left view. In our left view, we want to set our height. So we'll create another reference plane. Let's just put it anywhere because we can always flex it to where we want it to go. Now I'm going to show you a little trick here. Whenever you add a plane, this is what we call a dimension, that little dimension bar. If you tick that, it'll automatically bring your dimension in. So that's just something to know for future reference. So that's what that means, that little dimension bar. It's there to let you do it quickly. So then from that point, we'll click it, and then we'll add another label. Add parameter, we'll call this height. Hit OK. Let's do a flex. Make sure it's all locked in. Let's call this, say, 10 or whatever you want. Did it flex? Yes, it flexed. We can just drag our reference planes up. The most important thing is it flexed. In fact, what I'll do is, let's just bring this number down. Let's just make this, let's say make it 8, or make it 7. Okay. Now, we opened up 3 views, so we should be able to do a window tile here and get the 3 views open. There we go. So we have here our reference level, our front elevation, and this is our 3D view. So what I like to do, I like to go into the left view. So we don't need this guy actually. So let's just put this 3D view over here so we can see what's going on. And we'll extend this down to bring this view larger. So now, what we want to do now is we want to go in and create our revolve. Okay? So what happens is we go in and create tab and select revolve. We did extrusion and blend, now we're going to do a revolve. So we click on revolve. And the first thing we need to do is we need to set a reference plane. So here we click set, and then it'll say set reference plane. You got various reference planes to use, but it's telling us use center, left, right. So this is our left view. So we'll click OK. And then we'll need to do, the first thing we need to do is create an axis line. And we'll go into the pick line command. And we want to lock it. If it's not locked already, we'll lock it. And we'll pick, that's our axis line. Okay? We'll pick a line again, and we'll pick this line, this reference plane, and this reference plane. And you see that they're all locked. Okay, so now from this point, we have to clean this up because it has to be a closed loop or element. Okay, we don't have a line there apparently, so let's click it again. There it is. And we clean that up. There, now you have it. There's our closed loop. And you can see what's going on in all views. So after we're in sketch mode, you know what happens when you're out of sketch mode. You click the check mark. And there you have it. You notice the cylinder? That's all to it, man. It's really simple. Okay, now I'm going to show you a couple of things here that you can do with this. Now we could have did this with the extrude command, and just use the circle, but with the revolve, this is what you can do. Okay, so we can go into properties and we'll grab this, and as you notice, it gives us, let me just extend this out so we can see, it gives us an angle, and it's 360 now. Say let's go with 90. Oops, 90. Oh, sorry. Let's say 90 degrees here. Enter, and you see what happens. So basically, with the revolve command, you can give it any angle you like. 270. That would be just like 90, you know. It's just rotating from another direction. Let's do 65. Sorry, we do stuff up here. Nope. Cancel. Well, I'm sorry, I didn't take it. Let's click the finish here. Quit sketching. Let's just quit sketching. Yes. We actually got to select it. It's at 90 now. Let's make it 130. Enter. So that's what happens with the revolve. So we can do the revolve command, Boolean, and we can specify the angles. Now I'm going to show you something else we can do here. Let's take this back to 360. Now you can do any type of shape you want, but the most important thing here is it has to be a closed loop. It has to be closed. So say I go back here and let's do something else. Let's just delete this out for now. And let's create a spleen. So let's create. We'll go to monolines. No, I'm sorry. We'll go to create, revolve, and we go back to our draw panel. And let's just create a spleen. Remember, we got to keep that center point. Always keep that. And let's just go and create something like that. And then we go back to the line command. And we can do a pick line. Or just drink a straight line down if it's on there. Yep. And then let's hit finish. Quit sketch. You've got to do an axis first. I'm sorry. First of all, it's always been a revolve. We create, revolve. Axis always first. We pick a line here, and then we can go to spline and just create any kind of little, anything you want. The most important thing, like I said, is you've got to always have this axis line here. Now let's go here, pick this line, our axis, clean this up. Just grab this guy and bring him up. It doesn't want to act right with that command. Hopefully it's closed, and then check mark. And you see what we got here? We got this funny looking little thing. So the revolve is pretty neat, but the main thing you got to remember is you have to have the axis line. So let's go back to the cylinder. So let's remove this. And then let's do our cylinder again. So it's create, revolve. You need an axis line. That's our axis. Then we want boundary lines. In the draw panel, pick the reference planes. And then you can clean them up. Still don't have a line here. That's just an axis. Now let me show you what you can do here. Let's just be a little creative here. You know, be creative and make your own little whatever you want. So let's do this. Do another line here. Let's go there, down to there, there, and there, and that's okay. See what we have? Pretty neat, huh? I like the Revolve. It's one of my favorite tools. And then also, we've still got our parameters set. So we can go here and change the length and the width. Say 6. Apply. We can change the height. Okay. So now you have the revolve. And you can do columns this way, but we use the generic template. So be creative. Be creative and make me at least 3 different revolves using any shape you like, and send them to me. And hey, that's the revolve.